Well, that was a mess. So I am getting ready to ride from my place here in Thornton to Boulder on my fixie. But before I do, I got the Tannus liners. I'm gonna install them on here. Tannus sent me the tubes already, so I don't have to worry about those. We're gonna get this ready to go so we don't have any issues on the way there and on the way back tonight when it's dark. Get to work. Got my Tannus tire levers. I love my Priority bicycles because they always send the tools to install the bike, which means you have the tools to fix your bike. I like the fact that a lot of them kind of use the same tools, so got quite a few Priority bikes now and I won't run out of tools. Pretty awesome. And it's always just the tools I need. Out with the old tubes and with the Tannus and new tubes. It's definitely a trick to getting these on. I've never done this small of a tire, so I'm sure it's a difficult one, but it's doable. They designed it for it. I just love how much protection that is. That feels like almost a half an inch. You gotta get the first side in, kind of like you would do a tube and tire. Go around. Okay, I got it. I got the half the Tannus liner seated in place now. It's about getting the tube in there. I like to have a little bit of pressure in the tube so you don't accidentally twist it. Doesn't need a lot. Find your hole, pull it back, get the stem into place, bring it back forward so you can get your tube in there. Just trying to get it in position to do that. And what this is doing now is I went from a 23 to a 28 tube down to an 18 to a 23. So it's a lot smaller of a tube, lots more protection. Stuff it into place. Getting that all pushed in, making sure that I can get the Tannus seated before I get the tube reseated. Now, Tannus and the bead started. This will probably be where it's nice to have the levers. I like Tannus. I've used them before. I use them on my pedicabs a lot of times. They're really great to have. For that little bit of extra protection, at least you can hopefully make it back to where you gotta go. So that is in. Make sure I put it on the right side because Priority has the coaster side and the fixie side. I like the fixie. Now, on to number 2. What's cool about Tannus is they tell you what armor size you're using and the recommended tube size. You have all your information there that you need, so you're prepared for the job. It also will tell you if you can trim the armor and for what tire sizes that you can use those for. I've used Tannus for several years now for different applications, but now I'm gonna be putting them on my tubeless tires. It's gonna be some pretty cool stuff coming. So this is the first of several bikes to be done. I'm gonna record them all so you guys can see how they're done individually and show you the different sizes. That's a puncture resistant tube. That's why it's so thick. Great tubes, but not necessary if I'm running Tannus. Which we're running Tannus? Don't ask me how I did it. I just did it. It was hard. Another tube. Get some air in there so that it's not twisting on you. And find your hole. Pull it back. Make sure you get it in the hole. Pull it back over. Run the tube all the way around. Okay, I got the liner in place. I always try to do the opposite side of the valve. All right, now we're gonna add air to them. Get ready for this ride to go to. Okay, we're ready. I just kind of look at the seam, make sure the bead is actually seated, make sure the install is proper before you continue pumping. You're good to go. It's about a half hour to do that job. Granted, I've done these before, so I have a little bit of experience, but even my first time, I think it took me probably a half hour per tire. Give yourself enough time and enjoy the protection. Got the Tannus liners in it. Coming on your left. Happy Thursday. We're just cruising. Ole, 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 ole. Let's go. To meet up with the cruisers. Boulder, here we come. Happy Thursday. Okay, we got this. Moving. All right, let's do it. Nice little warm up hill. Happy Thursday. Oh yeah. Slowing down. Why? Marching on your left. Happy Thursday. All right, we made it to the top. I love the Fidlock because I can just pull it off. You guys are checking it out. You're with me. There's the top now. Just in the distance, you can see the flat irons. There we go. It's all downhill from here. Made it to Boulder, and I met up with my friend Hernan, which is here. We're just cruising around, waiting for the Boulder cruises to happen. It's Thursday.
Yeah, we're just waiting for the bike ride to begin. We're just causing trouble here, enjoying the weather and having a good time.
Yeah, we are. We're enjoying CU. Woo! Happy Thursday, everybody. Wait a minute. I don't think I heard that. One more time. What was that? Happy Thursday! Woo! All right, everybody. So if you're new here, it's super important. If you've never ridden with a group before, or you're just relatively new to biking, it's super important that you just remember a few things of how we roll. Just number one, this is not a critical mass ride. This is not a bike party ride. This is a cruiser ride. We are here to have fun. We are here to celebrate Thursdays. We're here to ring our bells, yell Happy Thursday, and just bring joy to this town. But in order to do this, I kind of need all of your guys' help. And how does that show up? That shows up in you helping us stay to the right when we're riding. Calling out obstructions on the, the ground. If you see glass, call it out. Broken glass. If there's a pothole, say pothole. Call out your position. This is super important. And also, again, this is all volunteer run, folks. So when we go to a stop, if you see somebody dropped a can or left a candy wrapper, leave no trace. Pick it up. Help us keep this town looking better than we found it. Good morning. Hope you guys are having a great day. I am getting my bike ready for a trip that I have in about 2 weeks. And I wanted to get my bike ready as I was grabbing my bike. Flat tire already. Perfect timing to open these up. Get the new Tannus liners in that are for tubeless setups, which is what I have here. And add some more sealant and get it ready to go for this trip. This is the Priority 600. It's a belt-driven bicycle. There's a frame brake in here if I ever need to replace the belt. Loosen that up. That is pushed forward. So now we got enough room to easily without damaging that belt drive. We got the wheels separated. Now we're going to take it apart. Seal the poppers. It's going to be a little bit messy because of the sealant in there. Now, if you don't want to do this on your own, you can send it to a bike shop and let them get messy for a price. I'm all about doing things myself when I can. I'll get this stuffed into the tire where I want it. Just get the valve area where I want it. Good thing I got these Tannus levers. Okay, first half of the tire is now gonna work on the second half to get it up and in. Little seals right here on both sides that go into the groove of the tire rim, and then the tire will help keep that pressure as well. A lot of cushion, nice. Okay, got the tire started on that side. That makes it easier. Recommend using a hair tie. Get your hair out of the way. My hands are too dirty now, so I'm just gonna fight it. It's important to make sure that bead, which I don't have set all the way in yet, is in place before you stick the tire back into place. Using your handy dandy levers, make sure you get that in place before you. Now I'm just going around and getting the bead to sit a little bit at a time, just so I don't overdo it. Massage the tire and Tannus liner to kind of get them in place. I need a little bit of room still to get the last minute of tire in, maneuver it a little bit, manipulate it. Again, I get some play into this spot right here. Very tight right there. I got Tannus liners to install today. Tube versions, which is for my wheelie bike, and I'm doing tubeless setups right now for my 600X priority bicycle and my Jones bike, my last chain bicycle. We'll have all Tannus liners in it. We're knocking them out. We're doing it ourselves so we can show you that it's doable. You don't have to spend the money to go to a mechanic, but if you want to, it's definitely a feasible option. Less stress. You don't have to worry about getting it on. Let them do it. All you have to do is pay a fee. Whatever one works best for you. I was able to get the bead all the way on now. I'm going to clean up the sealant mess that I got going. Biggest thing is I used the chain brake here to push the tire over away from the wall to get it to where I need it. Added sealant in there. Anytime you do something for the first time, it's always difficult, at least in my experiences, until I get familiar with it. This tire was difficult. Getting the bead on, getting enough space, there's just a lot. And I think it's really important to, when you use your tire levers, to really push that bead over away from this wall so that you have enough space to get it all the way on. So I got sealant in it now. I got all that taken care of. Valve core back in, and I'm gonna pump this tire up to get it to where it needs to be. So I got one of my tires done on the tubeless setup on my 600X, but it's still leaking from one of the spokes holes. So I'm gonna take it to the local bike shop to have it done there because it's just gonna be easier. And I'll do the rest on my own. All right. The biggest thing is, especially for this bike, I'm getting ready on this trip. I don't want to have any issues with it. It's already tight enough to get everything on there. I don't really want to keep messing with it. That's why I'm taking to Derby Bike Shop here locally. Here at Derby Bicycle Center. We're gonna see if they can help me out real quick to get these liners put in properly. And so they're gonna do my tires there, and it's busy. They're gonna get to it hopefully by Wednesday, and we'll have those done. I just don't feel like doing it. I'd rather spend the money for this one. I'll get all the other ones done. It'll cost about $40 per wheel, they said, to get it done. And I'm okay with that. I did one wheel, it was a pain in the butt. It starts leaking out of one of the spoke holes, which means that the spoke tape's probably messed up. It's just easier for me in that sense to have them do it. I'll be back here in a couple days to get those tires so I can finish that bike and get it ready for my trip. So now we're gonna head back. We're gonna go do the Tannus liners for the Priority Hot Sauce, which are tubed tires, and also my Jones bike, the only chain bike I still have. We'll put tubeless on those setups as well, and that should be a lot easier because those are 3-inch tires compared to these 2.3s. We're gonna get rid of this bike. They're gonna do the tires at Derby Bicycles. I'll get that back in a few days. I just got the call from Derby Bicycles that they got my wheels done, so we are on our way to go get those so we can add them back to the bike and have all my tires lined with Tannus and just have that peace of mind that I'm gonna be okay. Regardless if something happens, I'm not gonna damage more than just the tire. I like their phrase. They said it's like a helmet for your rim or your tire, depending on what setup you're using. So pretty sweet. I'm excited to get it done and excited for my trip. The trip that I'm getting ready to go on is the Pittsburgh to DC route on the Gap and the C&O trails. It will be done with a group of people. I'm excited. I did this trail in 2018. I originally started it with myself, but I ended up joining a youth group
from Philly that kind of let me kind of join them as their caboose. But this time I'm doing it with people. Almost everybody that's on this trip I already know. I met most of them last year at Ragbri from Team Doozer, and I'm excited to connect with them again. A few of us are, this is kind of the pre-trip to Ragbri, which is in July. All right guys, just paid for my ticket. Getting the wheels here in a second at Derby Bicycle Center. Dude, check out the amount of bikes and things they have here. They got everything for everybody because they don't want to be a specialty shop. They want to make sure they give you everything you can. Even unicycles. There's tricycles outside, and it just keeps going. If you guys are ever in the North Denver area, definitely check out Derby Bicycle Center. There they are. Thanks, man.
There they are, brother.
Appreciate it. How hard was it?
Pain in the ass.
They usually are. We are gonna do the Jones Plus bicycle. It's got 29 by 3-inch tires. We're gonna add the inserts. We're gonna start with this bike. Start with the front wheel. It's got a dyno hub, so make sure you disconnect it. We're gonna inflate the air. Get that deflated. I didn't know this until just now. But I already got Tannus liners in these. These are my tube versions. So we're just gonna put this right back together. I have another set of tires that are tubeless for mountain biking. So I will put those in that one instead, which I won't need the bike for. Okay, we'll get that pump back up. We'll get it back on and we'll do the other tires for this bike. Because I got road tires, the smooth ones from SE. And then I got the mountain bike tires to take it off-roaded as well. Got these other tires, already deflated them. Gonna break the bead. Now that's easier. These tires are way bigger than the ones for the Priority 600X. Should be a lot easier to do. Let's go. My tubeless Tannus liners are here. This. There it is. Valve is. All right, that liner is already in place. Makes it a lot easier. Let's get that bead started. A lot of manipulation, but it's doable. Grab my handy dandy lever. Handy dandy. Sweet, that's already in. That one was way easier. Now we're gonna add sealant to it. Get that good to go. These are a little bit bigger tires, so I like to add 4 ounces to these ones. Well, that was a mess. Make sure you get the valve spot where it says the valve. Go ask my roommate Carlton to see if he has his pneumatic pump here today to seat the bead so I can get it pumped up to the right numbers. Tannus Armour. Let's get these seated. How are ya?
Decent. You got some pumping going on here.
Yeah. My roommate Carlton with the pneumatic pump. Hopefully this will give enough pressure for me to seat this bead.
Does this do Presta and Schrader or just Schrader?
Press the adapter's right there.
Thank you, sir. You got it!
It's always nice to have a pneumatic pump. It really does make a difference. We like to use these for our pedicabs. They're great for that purpose. Man, that saves so much time. So glad that Carlton had this here. We're all set for these 2 sets of tires. Those tires already got Tannus liners in them. Next, hot sauce. Tannus Armour is engaged, ready to go for the next trip. I just know that these are going to be amazing. I won't have to worry. Even if I get a flat tire or the sealant stops working, I'll at least make it home and not ruin my rim because of these Tannus liners. Equipped, got all the tires equipped, ready to go, ready for the next adventure. No worries because I got protection. So when I got all my Tannus liners, I accidentally got an extra set of tubeless Tannus liners with my setup. Sooner or later use them, I'm sure, but I don't have a bike for these sizes yet. And it happens to fit the same size as my roommate. So I'm gonna pass them off to Carlton. Here you go, Carlton. Check out some Tannus liners.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to me.
Woo. We are down to our last bike. It is the hot sauce. We're gonna get this one done. This one should be pretty easy. It's tubed. We got tube liners with the right size tubes already there, so we can get it done properly. All right, drain these tubes. Okay, now, got the front wheel loose. Drain the air out of this. All right, there it goes. Sweet. Well, out with the old, in with the new. Let's get this in. All right, as always, you want your first bead to be seated, and then you're gonna stick the Tannus liners first lip into the rim well itself. New tube. All right, first liner is done. Get back on the wheel. Okay. Still good tubes. I will find someone to give those to. Last line of Tannus Protection. Something about Tannus liners, if you don't already know, if I haven't already mentioned it, if you have a 27.5 by 2.4 tire, which is what I have here, I had a 2.1 to 2.4 tube originally. With this Tannus liner, you have to go to a size smaller. They give you all the information right here on the boxes that's on their website. You can't use the old tubes, you have to use new tubes. Make sure you get the right ones. Gotta move the tire inward, give me enough room. Cool. Good stuff. All right, we got the tire done. Let's get it on. And this is the last one. We got all of them done today. Man, so a lot of the stuff that we just did with the Tannus liners, it was actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing them. I like working on my own bikes. That one tire though, I am glad I sent it to the bike shop. I ended up having to go back to the bike shop to have them redo one of the tires again because the seal did not work on the rim liner. We were just leaking out of spokes. They were able to get it done and I am ready for my trips. If you guys haven't already, check out Tannus liners. Use my code RWD20 for 20% off. It's going to be amazing. Check them out. Check out what they can offer you guys. Whether you guys are on road bikes or fat tire bikes, they got something for everybody. Whether you're running tubeless, tube setups, they got you covered. They got the protection you need. And I'm grateful to be part of the Tannus Armour community. Since putting them into my tires, I already noticed my confidence has gone further up. I am doing more tricks on my surfing and just knowing that I'm not going to have any issues. I'm also taking my fixie bike that has Tannus liners in it on grass and off road a little bit more because I know I got the protection I need. What do you guys